This is a single leg lowering up and down for hip flexion with the hips slightly raised. So it doesn't matter what you raise your hips on, it can be block, it can be a ball, it can be a foam roller. It's just something to elevate your hips a little bit. Then you're going to lift your feet off the floor, have the knees roughly over the hips, and then here just make sure you don't arch your pelvis forwards. If anything, you want a slight tuck under, and that's really helpful with having the block underneath. Just make sure as well that the block's not pressing onto your spine. It's the very bony part at the top of your pelvis here that it needs to be supported. So you're going to take one leg at a time, and we're going to lower the leg as far as you can go without you losing that connection here and your pelvis tilting, and then come back up again. So here the trick is to connect to your hip flexor attachment. So it attaches like onto the bottom of the 12th rib here, and then it travels through down the side of your torso into the circular bit, where the round bony bit, in just inside that in your pelvis, and then it travels down through your hip crease down the inner edge of the leg. So here, this is the bit here that you really want to focus on in this action. So this bit here is always going to stay lengthened and engaged, and then you contract it here to come back up. So sometimes it can help if you want to have your fingers there, and then you can think about just kind of pulling this side of your torso down to the floor, obviously without it sending the rest of your hips off balance. But connect here and pull there to come back up. If you get clicky hips at all, what you may need to do is engage the inner thigh. So at the point of, so yeah, at the point that your leg lowers and you go into hip flexion, your leg rolls in a tiny little bit, or your inner thigh rolls in a little bit, but without the knee coming in. So you want to keep the knee forwards, but feel the femur just roll in. So knee out, inner thigh in. So if you do that, if you try and engage with that thought as well at the same time, that can keep your femur in alignment with your socket of your pelvis, so then it won't click as much, hopefully. So yeah, if this bit, inner thigh is engaged and the hip flexor here is engaged, those two things should hopefully be controlled. The other leg, so as you're lowering this one, here you're going to focus on stabilising that side of your pelvis at the same time. So that means not letting this leg wobble out or lean forwards or like lose the engagement at all. So you can always, if you want an extra challenge, hold that leg out to like roughly 45 degrees, or just anywhere where it's going to add that extra loading on your lower abdominals. And then obviously once you've done one side, you do the other side, or as detailed in your program. Any questions, feel free to ask.